All right.
Okay, first off.
Go ahead.
Ross, were you trying to find a way to save Teleus? Because I felt like you were trying to find a way to save her.
No.
Because she was going to die.
It's funny because Puglo says, I'm going to use the mirror. And as you were saying that, I thought you were going to use it on yourself. I realized, I'm like, I just killed Teleus.
No, you sir.
But
no, sir.
You're like, I'm going to throw it. And I was like, oh, yes.
That was like a twisted fate moment.
It was
like
cool,
a yellow card into that fucking rock.
Dude.
He said, denied.
Oh, that was so, dude. Because, like, you know, let's just be real. She took quite a bit of it.
Yeah,
you know,
she doesn't have a lot, and half of it was already gone.
Right. And so I was like, man, you know, it don't even matter what I get hit with, you know, at this point. It's more so of how will I be able to save her? You know, that's why I ran up, you know, close to it to try to tank some aggro. And as soon as, like, I saw, you know, Minotaur do that rock slide attack, I was like, no. I was like, I know I could take whatever damage is about to hit me, and it was severe, right? So I was like, man, it don't matter. I was like, I gotta make sure she stays alive, because I'm not finna let her die right now.
I'm so hyped about the fact that we have to defend. Then I was gonna say NPCs, but that's actually what it is. But like, we have to defend some people. It felt different when we were going through shit with Yabatu. But like, since then, we didn't have to really worry about anyone else but ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say Yabatu wasn't a combatant. He's not going to be in the fight.
Yeah.
These are,
that's
these are soldiers. They're going to be in the fight with you.
Yeah, but if they die, they die. They don't respawn.
Well, I haven't actually looked. I mean, there are ways to bring people back to life. I just don't know.
Also, Baguette,
NPC death has special rules.
Yeah.
How was that? Tell me how it feels to be a demigod.
God,
really
man,
cool.
I am kind of flustered by it. Because
Power Gamer
first I thought he was like he was like something temporary.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm literally like, I'm invested by the powers of a divinity, and now I have literal divine blood coursing through my vein.
Yeah.
I'm like halfway through becoming a god at this point.
Man, one of the things, you know, and you know, I had mentioned it earlier. When I had read it, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. I'm going to use this to my advantage. I want to do some big attacks. And I was like, wait a minute, that's not my character's playstyle. You know, and that's why I kind of said it early into the beginning of the fight. I was like, I'm going to be like a strategist on the field, you know? I may not necessarily direct and know how to lead the flow of combat, but I can be that inspirational strategist, move not your body, but your heart and your soul and your mind to become, you know, in this case, filled with advantage. But
Choco, if you're still
that's
here,
kind of how I saw it.
by.
That's so true. It's like you embracing the features and the skills that you choose for your class.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this session, even if it was a little, you know, impromptu scuffness, whatever, well, it still felt really cool to like
impromptu scuffness.
No, the impromptu scuffness being like, we got a chicken, and then we made this little ceremony thing. No, dude, no, that's not what I mean. It's like, you know, Is a band of adventurers really going to do that? I don't know. That's what I mean in that sense of. Hey, we're the Nameless, I guess, for a reason. But
I mean, hey, we did, and we got something out of it that's kind of crazy.
yeah, but
It was cool.
I get
It was fun.
the way that I guess I should rephrase that is, it wasn't a combative thing, because when I think of reducing their stress, I think of we're in the midst of combat, I'm gonna do something inspirational, da 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 da. But like, that's why I mean, in my head it felt scuffed. Not that the impromptu of it is scuffed, but the way I see the ability and the stress, transferring it like in that moment, it felt a little scuffed, but it just felt so right.
Right.
To like use that time to get the
gamer
speech.
Yeah. Hey, Choco's on YouTube chat.
Yo, Choco Koniski.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Treating a dangerous evil like chickens. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it is
Hey,
funny,
I mean-
like Baguette was saying, one hand, you did cartoonishly roast a bird, and then
Yeah.
the other one's like, alright, we're gonna let this one go. We're gonna give it a little scrap
Right.
of
Yeah,
food
but
and
you
let it
see,
go.
that's something that is very nice, because the ability to completely embrace your take of the character that you're playing really allows you to have those two different things working so very well together, even if it was just to deal with the enemies. One can deal with the enemies by roasting it, one can deal with the enemy by just making it, calming it down and just freeing it.
Right,
because I don't know, because you can.
Right. And it just felt so cool to see my ability be used in a non-combative time, but still be beneficial.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
This is a good thing. Like, I really like stress in Daggerheart, because it is essentially a resource that you can use in non-combat situations. It's like, what's something you can decrease, a penalty of sorts, but it's not like you're not taking the health away from the character. And like social situations and environmental situations are good for stress stuff.
I don't know. Overall, I think this one was like a very fun way to see my character actually, and useful is not really the word that I want to use, but it's the only word that comes to my mind. It felt like she was useful in a way that wasn't only Fireball, because I feel like I did tap into more of the character tonight than I have in previous sessions. Given the advantage.
I'll just make a quick fucking correction, and I'll call it a correction. Your character's been very useful outside of combat. You got the presence build.
Yeah.
You be talking.
Yeah,
you be talking. No, but it is cool to use your like abilities and stuff.
Yeah. Because that I'm just curious, were y'all expecting to get the -2 stress reduction when I was giving that little speech?
No.
Talk about the chicken time.
No. Yeah, the chicken.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, dude.
It was well placed.
See, man. Dude, I don't know, man. Tonight just felt like a really fun experience to play the wordsmith bard.
Jam a man of fortune. What's up?
Jam a man of fortune.
Sag is Sag, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Now, on the other side of the spectrum, I was so infuriated with the captain towards the beginning of the episode.
That was so cool. That was so fucking funny.
I expected, first of all, to turn around what the king was thinking. I expected my words to be good enough that he would, come around and say, okay, maybe you don't need to go on this trip, and maybe I accept the fact that the king doesn't want it this way. Okay, fine by me. And then you have the fucking captain coming again, and I'm like, okay, dude, we've been waiting for those items for I don't know how long. Can you just wait for the next morning so we can go? And this man goes like, no, shut the fuck up, move on. And I was about to fucking burst, dude. Oh man, but that's a very good point, because being infuriated like this, like in character, and then realizing that it's just good craftsmanship at this point by our scuffed DM here.
It's me, the Goon Master. Well, this whole time I thought Daggerheart was some indie game like Hollow Knight. No, it's like D&D. It's from the people that Critical Role. You know, they have the D&D live play stuff. They have a gaming company called Darrington Press, and this is from them. It's supposed to be like narrative focused. It's a little more narrative focused than like Dungeons and Dragons is typically played.
Yeah, the so far our story is insane. But
it is rather scuffed, but it's fun, you know.
Oh fuck no, dude! This shit's going crazy. Baguette, I want to ask.
Yeah.
When you heard, or I guess the amulet part, you know, we talked briefly about it. I should have saved it for Downtime Dialogues, but I'm very curious. Yeah, I'm very curious. What were your thoughts? How did you feel when you saw the amulet? Because, you know, I muted myself during that time. I was hyped. I was like, dude, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Because, you know, I was very excited to see your reaction. How were you feeling? What were you thinking during that time?
The way I felt when Ross came up with the amulet thing, like the first thing that went through my mind is that he's trying to play with me. He's trying to play with my head. He knows I hate the guy.
Yeah.
And he wants me to find a way to like him. And it was such an interesting way to do it, because in character I cannot deny the face that I have for Izmir. And so by extension I cannot be an enemy of my of my protector, of my divinity, of my faith at this point. So I have to see him as an ally. And so I felt cheated out of my revenge, but it also gave me an opportunity to rise to the occasion, to drive and to write a new narrative for the interaction that I was going to have with this dude. And the sparring one, I really did not expect. Like, when I said that I wanted to go to the training grounds, I thought that I would meet some soldiers there and, you know, exchange blows. But I really did not expect the captain to join there. Like, it was completely out of my mind. And so it was a really, really good surprise. And for a brief moment, I considered the possibility of... I was so enraged that I considered the possibility of going against Izmir for the second time. Wow. You know, first time was back at the temple a few towns back, a few episodes ago, when I didn't listen to the priest. And I considered doing it again, but then, you know, I weighted the pros and the cons, and I was like, it's not gonna work out in the end. Yeah. So yeah, that was a really good interaction. I really liked it.
Here's one that I want to ask for the DM.
Keep stroking me. I'm loving this. Man, I didn't expect it. It was such a good interaction. Yes.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? Naughty boy.
Here's one.
I'm like a god. Your praise gives me power.
What did you think? Because obviously you play Teleus. You know, if you can get into Teleus's mind and, you know, character, when the king said that Captain Jeremy and Teleus are gonna join us, and I grabbed her hand, what do you think Teleus? Now, obviously, above table, we all know that she wants to, confess. Or I'm assuming confess, right? Do you think that she takes that as like mixed signal? Do you think that she thinks that I'm picking up what she's putting down? Because above the table, the way that Tuglo sees it is that she just grabs her friend's hand and she's like, hey, like we get to do something fun and exciting, or together, right? We don't have to separate just yet. It's been a while since we've hung out, this, that, and the third. What do you think Teleus felt when I grabbed her hand at that specific time?
I don't know, man. Might just have to find out in the game.
I was gonna say that. Get wrecked.
Do that shit. That shit was too deep a question. No, you gotta find out, brother.
No. Man, yeah.
That was unexpected, though. I didn't expect you to do that. That kind of caught me off guard. I was like, oh my god.
Let's go. Got him.
It was good shit. It was good. Yeah, sometimes like it'd be nice if like a GM could play one character, because then you could actually think about stuff like that. And it's like in the moment I was like, ooh, and then I was like, all right, we gotta focus on what's next.
We gotta move it forward. Right. Yeah,
I mean, you did focus quite a lot on the interactions that I had today. With Tug's
like,
mom, the king.
Got to. You've been ignored for so many episodes. Just because it's Tuglo's time. We're in Tuglo City,
Right.
I'm like, I gotta get my boy Baguette back in here somehow.
Right.
When you and the captain started beefing, I was like, maybe that is a way to get him back in here.
I'll make it so that he hates him.
Not hard. Literally, all they gotta do be like, is,
bitch.
Hey, can you tell your friends to open the door? And you're like, this motherfucker telling me what to do.
Another question for the GM. Was it pre-planned to have them join us, or was that something that you were like, I'm a feel like it was a spur of the moment action?
What was that?
Because what was having Teleus and Captain Jeremy join us in this part of the adventure? Was that a spur of the moment thing, or was that I had planned this out, this is how it was going to go? Because I feel like the frustration between Az and Captain Jeremy, spur of the moment, maybe that, boom, I'm going to put them in there just to piss them off, I'd
kind of plan on that, because this is funny. I actually talked to Melissa about it today. I was like, so this is what's happening in the Daggerheart, right? And I kind of just explained. I was like, they went to this court. The advisor was a demon. He took Kenny's character's teacher. I was like, they went to the house. They investigated. They crawled the dungeon. I was like, so the guards come in, right? And I was like, explaining. I was like, I had a countdown timer, and it's this thing that and like but I was like, the countdown hit 0. I said, so the guards came in and wasn't nothing gonna stop them. I was like, and they get in, they turn, and I was like, in Tuglo, I said, Kenny's character's so worried about getting a confession, this bitch slammed the door. Because realistically, let's all be honest, this is Tuglo's fault. The whole Az and Captain Jeremy beef is Tuglo's fault, because she wanted to hear that confession.
Yo, so did.
Dude,
what were you saying?
I got pinned against the wall like a fucking delinquent.
Yep. He was wingman and hard. He was like,
the best wingman out there, dude. The best wingman out there.
Hold on. Can we talk about this, sir? Come on. Listen to me. What the
like, bro, my dude's in there trying to chat it up. Stop. It's funny.
So what did she say? What did she say? you were telling your wife.
Oh, and
it was
'cause I was
low
like,
key
what
my
should I
fault because
do?
I slammed the door.
like, what should I do? I was like, how big should I make the door slamming thing? I was like, I don't want to like derail it and put him in like jail or something. I was like, that's a stupid reason to go to jail. It's very sus, but still, it's not like big enough where I think y'all deserve like a punishment for it. But then I was like, she's the one that made me make a bigger deal out of it, for sure. Because originally I was just gonna give you the loot and just have the king be like, and since you had a run-in with Captain Jeremy, you get to pick 3 of the 4 pieces of, or something like that. Like, I have to decrease your reward. That was my like
initial.
That was my easy out. But she's like, make a big deal out of it, and I was like, well, maybe not a big deal, but I'll make a bigger deal out of it. That was kind of the origin for the I want y'all to go. And I was like, well, I don't want to sidetrack, because originally I was going to have y'all go to Nagesh, which is the southernmost city that Doodle's character was originally from. Like, I was thinking of all that shit, and I was like, I kind of want to keep them on the path, because we're getting high in level. I'm trying to, plus I really want to, like, because this is the first campaign I've GM'd, I want to do another campaign with all the lessons I've learned. And I want to play the campaign frame that I've been making. So, I'm like, let's try to stay on the plot. I'm not going to rush it, but let's try to keep them on.
Right.
We know we want to gather the artifacts, and now we know there's this thing that we got to stop in a couple months.
Right.
So,
you say that it's not such a that it could not be a big deal, but in fact, using such a small incident and saying, it's either this or jail, really works into the power structure of what it means to be a citizen or to be anyone in anyone else's kingdom. Like, you are completely subjected to the power and influence of somebody. And so if they want to, and if they have the power to, and if they have the reason to, and if they want to, they can use any kind of reason they want to do pretty much whatever they want. So to me, hearing, either you do this, receive the gold, receive the items, get the fucking laurels for what you did and the fact that you saved me, and you do this little, and you run this little errand for me, or you go to prison. To me, it sounds like a completely fair power struggle. Like, who would say no to this? Like, you get money, you get fame, you get whatever reputation, or you go to jail, bro. That's a no-brainer.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the thing is like, even if the laws and customs are weird, if you're in that country or state or whatever, you kind of, you're at the will of those, is basically what you're saying.
Right.
Which, in the real world, can be a good and bad thing. But
yeah, dude, the way that I think that's the first time that I've ever had like a, outside of when I went to the temple where the other Emus believers were, and the first dream, I think this is the first time that I've called on to kind of look for guidance from Emus.
Yeah, I think I went a little heavy in the god stuff in the beginning, and I kind of wanted to move. It gets really complicated, and so, and also like a world where like the divine is maybe present, but it doesn't have like, it has an impact, but it's not as huge of an impact as maybe in some other fantasy worlds. but I still like want it. And like obviously, you roasting a fucking giant eagle and getting demigod powers is pretty high fantasy god shit.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're not going to help with everything. Their power is not superbly like they're not extra omnipotent. They're, you know, sub-omnipotent. Very powerful. They can grant you a boon or two when you really need it, maybe, if you're faithful.
Right.
But like their greater impact on the realm has long passed.
Ooh. What a bar
Bars.
right there. What a bar. Well,
Speaking
that
of
was so
boon,
well said.
I think it's pretty well
Yes,
designed.
yes. With the I do this a lot on the failure or roll failure, roll with fear, roll with failure and fear. Like I get that kind of mixed up a lot. Because there are some times where like I'm thinking failure with fear, but it really only says fear. Like I think some of the demons were like that, where there were a couple times where I could have got a couple more fear, but I wasn't thinking about it correctly. Once I like realized that it's like you have to meet both those conditions, I'm like, okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, that was a great episode. Very, very
Yeah,
nice.
that was,
For sure.
dude, banger GM job. Great. I really like the way that you, like, you know, hey, is there anything that y'all want to do here? And it's like, well, I think I want to do this. Okay, cool, we'll do it. Anything else? Nope. All right, cool, we moving on. I like that.
Yeah.
The pacing of it feels very good because it's like, you know, if we wanted to take time and do something, we could have, but we didn't want to. So it's like, all right, cool, we're right into the next.
Well, like optimally,
You know, the pacing feels good.
if I could like have y'all play the way I want you to, would just talk and then you would stop me, say, "Wait, I want to do this here."
Heard.
Like that, or you would. It's like one of two ways. Either, but see, like at the same time, I don't want to talk so much. And like there be spots where I want y'all to say something, but you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's a balance, I guess.
I think you do a great job at it.
Yeah, not horrible.
I know, like obviously, like you said, the ideal way. I do like because there are those times where I notice all three of us are just quiet. I think me and Baguette are waiting, like, can we interject here or not?
Right.
So when you give us time to say, hey, is there something you want to? Then that's when we feel, you know, we got the green light to go, you know. Because, hey, I'm trying to get this story, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, my man's cooking something.
You are the story.
Let me feast.
Your actions are what make the story.
Well, you also...
You two, all three. It's collaborative. Everybody is telling their story.
Right. But you also push the story forward, and then we're just like, hey, let's go eat here on this. The way that I think of it is we're taking a road trip, you're driving us, and we say, let's stop here to get a food. Let's stop here to get some gas. Let's stop here to do this little detour, da-da-dee-da-da-da. But you're still driving us regardless.
That's a decent analogy. You don't call me dad for nothing.
Been saying this since what, 2014, 15?
Yeah, I think 15 is because that's when we went to MSI.
But yeah, man, banger episode.
Yes, very good. Thank y'all for joining.
Banger episode.
This is where I'm going to end the episode of Downtime Dialogues. Thank you everybody for joining. Sub to the channel. Follow on Twitch. Follow on Kick. Sub on Twitch. Sub on YouTube. Like the video. Share. Comment. Go follow Tuglo on Twitch. Tuglo. YouTube. LO TugloP. His links will be in the bottom. And yeah, thank y'all. That was a good one for sure.
Yes, very, very good.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, fellas.